The daughter of Russian ideologue Alexander Dugin was blown up by a car bomb in Moscow. It appears as though the intended target was Dugin himself, the man dubbed Putin's brain. But the two swapped cars at the last minute, although others claim the car was owned by his daughter and that she was the intended target. Immediately after the car bombing, virtuous, morally upstanding people with Ukrainian flags in their Twitter bios rushed to gloat and celebrate over the assassination. Because they're really good people, don't you know? The BBC even featured a guest who justified blowing people up with car bombs, so long as they've been sufficiently demonized as fascists beforehand.
He apparently was intending to travel in that car and then switch to another car. So it looks like he probably was the intended target. Now, she would be a logical target as well. She basically carries on his legacy of fascism. She has been, calling Ukrainians subhumans, calling for wiping them out, like her dad has been for quite some time. So to hit them both at the same time would be an especially attractive way of actually fighting this battle on the part of the Ukrainians.
Yes, the same establishment that hyperventilates over mean words and edgy tweets calling for mass censorship will gladly platform people who justify car-bombing private citizens for expressing opinions they don't like. Some have questioned whether Dugin is actually that close to Putin or whether this is largely an exaggeration. The two don't even appear to have met before, and there are no photographs of them together. Many see Dugin as an obscure political commentator and philosopher, while CNN rather ludicrously labels him the architect of the Ukraine war. 2 days before the bombing, one of Ukraine's largest TV channels showed a story about Dugin titled "He Controls Putin," calling him Putin's brain, an ideologue of the Russian civilization. Mainstream journalist John Sweeney called the attack a Kremlin black op. No actual evidence provided for that claim, and The Telegraph, one of the most respected newspapers in Britain, breathlessly reported. Car bomb attack in Moscow most likely to be a false flag attack to whip up public support and escalate war against Ukraine. Their evidence for this, before the results of any investigation have been announced or scrutinized, the opinion of, quote, veteran Russia watchers. And that's it. That's their evidence. Not exactly watertight, is it? Does Russia carry out false flags? Undoubtedly, yes. Could the Dugin attack have been a false flag? Possibly. Although the FSB were big fanboys of his, so it doesn't seem likely, does it? Also, if Dugin was Putin's war mastermind, as the Sun called him, why would they want to kill him? To justify bombing Ukraine? They're already bombing Ukraine. They've been at war with them for 6 months. Why would they need an excuse to do that? It's always a bit odd, isn't it, to see the mainstream media run with the false flag narrative within 24 hours of an incident. But whenever anyone accuses NATO powers of carrying out false flags, they're roundly monstered as a deranged conspiracy theorist by that same mainstream media. Remember, only Russia carries out false flags, while the legacy media cites opinions as the evidence behind Russia carrying out the attack. I guess at least the Russian FSB is naming names. They're saying it was carried out by a woman who arrived in Russia last month with her teenage daughter. She rented an apartment from where she researched Daria Dugina, daughter of Russian ultranationalist and political theorist Alexander Dugin, and went to an event attended by the pair outside Moscow on Saturday. After carrying out a controlled explosion on the Toyota Land Cruiser that Miss Dugina was travelling in, which belonged to her father, the FSB claimed the suspect fled to Estonia. And whether you believe that or not, it at least constitutes more verifiable information than just claiming, with no information, as the mainstream media has done, that this was a Russian false flag. I mean, really, who are the conspiracy theorists now? Get early access to videos, exclusive live streams, and personally DM me. You've seen how much I get demonetized all the time. Well, this is how you support me. By subscribing at pauljosephwatson.locals.com. Please click the link in the description.